Hey guys, so today I want to make this quick little video where we are going to go over the original Galaxy Note that came out 2011 compared to the new Samsung Galaxy Note 3. So it's the Galaxy Note N7000 versus the new Galaxy Note 3. We do have pictures here of the new Galaxy Note 3, and I've been doing more videos on it comparing it against the Note 2, the S4 in terms of specs and such. It still has a removable back. You can still take off the battery, it seems, and also insert an SD card. What you also see is you have the Fox leather on the back here. If you go over the design a little bit quick, also so Fox leather, so they remove the plastic, because I do believe they do believe that this is the good stuff, and I also think it could be the good stuff. I mean, if it wears out after a while, I mean the back is removable, so you can probably replace it to a you can probably change it to a plastic design as well, because there are probably going to be companies that's going to fix that. I'm just gonna drink some coffee here, so you better relax. Okay, so let's move on. We can also see on the design, if you look at the design, that it's a little bit less rounded off on the sides, and I like that so much. That's the iPhone way of designing a phone. Also bumping up, of course, from 5.3 inch screen to 5.7 inch when we just look here at this image. And if you take a look here again, I mean, I think the original the original Note was a good phone. It started something new, but the S Pen, of course, was horrible. And the definitely Note 2 S Pen was so much better, and that's of course the good stuff you're gonna get in the Note 3. But then we do have that this device was kind of wide, and then the buttons were a little bit off, a little bit weird placed. But they fixed that in the Galaxy Note 2, so we should probably not have an issue with that either with the new Galaxy Note. So pretty great stuff. But because of course it has adopted the S4 design there on the sides, the big fat sides, so it looks a little bit like a book, and I think that's just so badass. So let's go over the specs a little bit here. So the new Galaxy Note 3 will also come with LTE Advanced, which is the latest version of LTE speed, so should perform way better there. But of course not every carrier probably will support that, because they can't. 168 grams is the weight of it, so even though it's bigger than the original Note, it doesn't weigh more, because the original Note almost 180 grams. So pretty nice there, a little bit lightweight. It's definitely thinner, 8.3 millimeters versus 9.7 millimeters. The screen resolution, or the resolution, is also definitely, is a lot higher here. Going from 1280 times 800 to a full HD display here with 380, almost 400 in PPI, pixel density, versus the original Note that wasn't having it wasn't bad at all, but it's definitely lower, 285 pixels per inch. But amazing stuff here, amazing stuff. And then we do have still, of course, you have microSD card support, so 64GB variant. Seems like the first generation Note maybe only been able to support 32GB variants. But if you look at the internal storage, we do have the original Note was well in 16 32GB variants. Well, this new Note will be well in 32 and 64GB variants, not the 16GB variant, which is good, because 16GB variants of, let's say, the S4 was very annoying, because you only have a few gigabytes where you can put all of your games and such. We can see a big difference here in terms of RAM, going from 1GB to 3GB, so it's also the first phone to feature 3GB of RAM, so that is quite nice. The camera have been improved as well, 30MP variant compared to an 8MP variant. It of course then comes with this infrared port, same as the S4 did, so you can control your latest Samsung Smart TV if you have one from 2013 with it. You can use your phone as a remote. The latest Bluetooth technology also, version 4.0. In terms of Android, you actually have ice cream sandwich and jelly bean should come. I'm not sure if it's available right now for the original Note, but it should be upgradable. While of course the new Note is coming also with jelly bean. Version 4.3 is probably gonna, and then of course get the new Android 4.4 KitKat version update in the future. Chipset is a little bit different. We had the Exynos chipset, of course, on the first generation Note. Now Samsung is more into using Qualcomm Snapdragon. They use the Snapdragon 600 in the S4, now they use the Snapdragon 800. Dual-core 1.4 GHz Cortex-A9 in the original Note compared to the new. First, of course, 2 more cores, quad-core, but then also high clock, 2.3 GHz, Core 400 instead of Core 300 on the original, or on the S4, I mean. Then it will come in this octa-core variant as well that has 8 cores, but not everyone that is being used at the same time, as far as I can recall. So that would mean 4 Cortex A15 cores, collected 1.9, and then 4 cores, Cortex A7, collected 1.3 GHz. The GPU has been improved as well. This Adreno 330 GPU, which is a bump up from the S4 as well, from 320 to 330, and that's for the LTE variant, which should perform very, very good, because Adreno 320 performs amazing on Gameloft games, but not as good on Rockstar's games like GTA, Max Payne, and those games. While the Mali 400 MP GPU performs really, really good in the original Note on those games. If we have a look here in terms of the battery life, you should also get a better battery here. 2,500 milliamps versus 3,200 milliamps, so a little bit of a step up there also from the Note 2, 100 milliamps, but not as much as the step up from the original Note to the Note 2. That was like 600 milliamps, so that was crazy, that was intense. But then we should recall that Samsung has made the display bigger, and they don't want to make the device super fat. They want to keep the slimness and stuff. So quickly look here. What do you think? Are you gonna upgrade if you do have the original Note? You probably should. It's gonna be an amazing device. Of course, also in terms of the software, it is a big update in terms of TouchWiz. The S Pen is improved, and then there's a ton of other bunch of good stuff inside of the software with the Galaxy Note 3 that I can't wait to have a look at. So it's globally well about 25th of September, and then US launch and Japan launch in October next month. So that's going to be awesome. Stay tuned for that. Have a good day.